Hello, first years. My name is Wayne, and you may or may not remember me from your first week of induction. But first off, I wanted to say congratulations on making it through Institute. It's definitely an accolade that should not be taken for granted, but even so, our work is still not done. So, Sasha wanted me to talk about my vision, how I created it, some of the thought processes that I had behind it, and what that meant for me for the year. So, the first thing I'll talk about is Institute. Coming straight from Institute and not really having a year in the classroom yet, um, Institute is your biggest tool in your toolbox. I really took time to reflect over my experiences during Institute because during Institute, you're just very overwhelmed with the whole time management thing, all the lesson planning, all the things. It was like a water hose of information that was being thrown at you. Um, but at the same time, it's very beneficial for you to take some time to really reflect over your experience at Institute. Think about your experiences as a teacher. What things that did you struggle with? What experiences did you bring to the classroom that did or did not help? But also, what is most important is to think about what experiences were your kids bringing, their family life, their community, the obstacles and roadblocks in their learning of the material that you were teaching them, their mindsets and some things that they had about education maybe. Think about those things. Your experiences of your kids are what's going to call you to this movement, I think, and really help you to formulate a vision that sticks. Um, the other thing is your community that you'll be teaching in. So last year I really didn't think about this as I should have, but one thing that you should really do is take time to educate yourself about your community, educate yourself about your school. It's statistics. I know, like my school has each school, high school in Chicago is given a report card. Look that report card up. That is huge. It's great. Learn about the ACT scores. Learn about the number of kids that graduate from your school and go to college. Like all of those statistics um, are money when it comes to like creating a vision that will help to stick with your kids and also to set them on a path that's going to change their life trajectory eventually. Um, so you always want to be thinking. I think about it in the sense of being like culturally aware of where my kids are coming from. You can't walk into a classroom on the south side of Chicago, on the west side of Chicago, even on the north side of Chicago, and not really know what experiences your kids are bringing. You have to know even about the organizations that are working because those are just like catalysts towards making your classroom the best that it can be. Knowing about the parent situation and stuff like that. So it's really good to do some serious research on your students' community and where they're coming from. There's two questions that I also ask myself that seem very similar, but actually are very different. What would my students say about my class? At any point during the school year, someone should be able to walk into your classroom and ask your kids, "What is Mr. X or Mrs. X's class about?" Right? And that is probably from your vision. You have to lay that out in front of your kids and call them upon it. Call them to that vision and help them visualize themselves as a part of that vision in order to make sure that they are striving and constantly looking to achieve everything that you want them to achieve in your class. The other thing is, what do I want them to be able to say when they leave my classroom? So there when I think about anything when it comes to content, when it comes to my vision, I always start with what do I want my students leaving saying. If someone were to come and say something, ask them about something in class, they should be able to formulate and talk about your classroom in many different ways, but there should be some key things that they should take away from your classroom that ultimately are rooted in your vision. Last couple things. Looking back as a second year, I wish I would have created something that really stuck with me and my kids. One thing that I think I just kind of just created my vision was like, okay, it's a vision, I'll just do this or whatever. But what it really is was when I'm in there teaching. No, your vision it should definitely be something that you look at almost every day and like say like, am I really striving towards these things? Do my kids feel like we're striving to these things? And are they setting? Is it setting them up that when they leave my classroom that they have certain traits, mindsets, and habits, that their education, their STEM education was rigorous and strong and very small but also integral ways that is going to set them on a path towards changing their community and being catalysts in this movement. And the second thing is really think about how your kids can visualize themselves as a part of this. And part of that is talking to them about your vision. So after you create your vision, think about some student-friendly language that you can use, because we all have a college education. And one thing that I struggled with was that, even though my vision was very, I guess, set, and then was, I guess, strong, I didn't communicate it with my kids very well. So also creating a student-friendly version of that vision and helping your kids truly visualize themselves as a part of that vision, so that it sticks with not only you, but it sticks with them, calls upon them every day, and really helps them to achieve everything you want them to achieve. So once again, good luck on creating your vision. I can't wait, and I'm sure you guys are going to do great. Have a good rest of the day. Thanks.